Hello, I'm Scott Wilson. My family and I recently relocated to our lake house in Wainfleet, a property we previously used as a cottage. My wife and I have worked diligently throughout our entire lives to purchase this home, and now the city is attempting to seize it from us. This situation is almost beyond belief. When I share our story, people often respond with disbelief, saying, "This can't happen in Canada," but it is happening right here in Wainfleet, Ontario. Wainfleet is a small community with fewer than 7,000 residents. It's governed by a mayor and 4 councillors. Mayor Brian Grant, Councillor Joan Anderson, Councillor Terry Gilmore, Councillor John MacLellan, and Councillor Sherri Van Vliet. These elected officials, who are supposed to represent the interests of the township, have introduced a complex new bylaw targeting short-term rentals. We believe this bylaw, the Township of Wainfleet Short-Term Rental STR Bylaw BLO26-2019, violates multiple provincial laws. Here's my family's story. 3 years ago, we purchased our lake house as a cottage. Like Ontario's Premier, the Honourable Doug Ford, we occasionally rented our cottage property when we weren't using it. Interestingly, Premier Ford's own lake house is listed on Airbnb for around $750 per night. However, if he lived in Wainfleet, the fines imposed by the STR bylaw would likely amount to tens of millions of dollars, and our Premier could face the seizure of his home, just as we do now. Under the provisions of this bylaw, I estimate that after 1 year, the city will have fined us nearly $50 million. In March 2024, I received a notice from the city informing us that the new STR bylaw would take effect on April 4th. At that time, we were planning to move into our lake house in May 2024, but we had already booked a few rentals before the bylaw was announced. In good faith, we're an honest family. I contacted the city to explain our situation and to see if we could reach an agreement regarding these pre-booked rentals. However, instead of a reasonable response, the city informed us that we admitted guilt and immediately began issuing us fines. The fines themselves are extraordinarily complex. After thoroughly reviewing the bylaw, I believe the city has even undercalculated the penalties that they've hit us with. Let me show you some of these fines we've received. So the initial fine for short-term rental bylaw is $10,000 per owner per dwelling per day. For each subsequent infraction, the fine increases by $5,000. My wife and I are both on the title of the property, and we own 2 homes on our lakefront property. So based on the bylaw, the first fine should have been $40,000, yet we were only fined $20,000. The subsequent fines were $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 per owner, per dwelling, per day. So far we've received around $100,000 in actual fines that they've mailed us, but they come with a letter stating that these penalties are issued daily. To put this into perspective, $30,000 multiplied by 2 owners times 2 dwellings equals $120,000 per day. Over a year, that amounts to $43,800,000. $43.8 million. And I suspect the city may have overlooked additional fines. Our lake house is valued at a little over $2 million. And we earned several $1,000s from pre-book rentals before the bylaw came into effect. Despite this, a city official I spoke with smugly informed me that if we did not pay the fines, they would seize our home. They explained that at first they would migrate the fines to our property tax bill, and if we failed to pay it then, they would basically sell our home to partially satisfy the fines that were owed. So this process has already begun. The city has begun the process of migrating our fines to our property tax bill with the stated intention of seizing our house. So you might be thinking, when I get my day in court, these outlandish fines will be reversed. But the reality is far more troubling. The city of Wainfleet has created a process that deliberately blocks us from presenting our case before a judge. Instead, we're forced to appeal to a city employee, someone we believe who's been mandated to find every appeal guilty. The only way to have this matter heard by an impartial judge is to sue the city, which is exactly what we've been compelled to do. This isn't just about us. It's about protecting the property rights of every property owner in Wainfleet and across the country for that matter. My wife and I, both born and raised in Canada, met in high school. We built our lives together. We worked tirelessly to buy this lakefront home, a place we dreamed of retiring in. Now that dream is under threat by Mayor Brian Grant and Councillors John MacLellan, Joan Anderson, Terry Gilmore, and Sherri Van Vliet. What kind of leadership would do this? What kind of people would take away a family's home? I keep asking myself, what country is this happening in? Because it doesn't feel like the Canada we know. And it's not just us. Hundreds of families across Wainfleet have been devastated by the unlawful actions of this mayor and these road councillors. But it's time we fight back. You can join our fight by becoming a part of the Wainfleet Association of Responsible Short-Term Rentals, STRs, a nonprofit organization dedicated to defending our community's rights. Visit our website, wainfleetwars.ca, where you can also submit your name to join the class action lawsuit we are forming. If you're a property owner forced to sell below market value, or if you're a landscaper, cleaner, contractor, restaurant owner, or any other business owner who has been financially harmed by these unlawful bylaws, please join us. We believe this lawsuit could seek over $10 million in damages. For property owners, you can join the existing lawsuit and the class action lawsuit. Earlier this year, the Ontario government removed the mayor and councillors of Black River, Matheson, a small town in Northern Ontario. Through our legal efforts, PR campaigns, and complaints to the ombudsmans, we aim to have the mayor and councillors of Wainfleet removed from office, paving the way for an emergency by-election. Our goal is to restore Wainfleet as a free and lawful Canadian town where residents don't have to live in fear of their own local government. Please share these videos and support our cause. What's at stake here isn't just our homes, it's our freedoms. I'm Scott Wilson. Thank you for listening to this video.